kind of whipped. I get it. Go onto YouTube and you want to watch somebody making fly fishing rods, you want to see the world's longest motorcycle jump, you're just watching for entertainment. Go to some other bow channels, they're constantly doing hands-on, this is how you do it kind of a thing, which is great. Informational plus entertaining. I have been approaching it. I want to improve my ratio of information, lectures, to actual hands-on doing things. But I look at it this way. The people that watch my videos, and I don't have huge numbers of views compared to other bow channels, are actually interested in, for example, sinew backing. They want to learn how to sinew back. They already sinew back, and they might want to pick up some new tips and tricks. And what I do works. Believe it or not, I look at the people that watch my videos, and some of them contact me through email. They're kind of anonymous, on the videos. I have a list of bow makers that I look up to that will watch my videos, and it's been a long time since somebody called me out and said, you're full of crap, that doesn't work. And so that's good. Apparently what I'm doing is working. Okay, so this is the mixture of the hide glue in preparation of the bow back and sizing, and my wet method, preparing for the wet method, the baggie full of sinew. And so I, for the first time ever in the history of me, actually measured out how much dried hide glue. It's the brown flaky stuff that you get in bags. You go to an instrument building supply store, Pine Hollow Longbows or Three Rivers Archery, you can get powdered hide glue. I should have grabbed a bag of it. I've got some right there. It's just a bag of brown flakes. I actually measured it because usually I just pour it in. It's my double boiler. It's an old, saucepan with a lid. And within it I've got this really cool little round pan, and it kind of floats in water so I don't scorch or overheat my hide glue. But I took a shot glass, small measurement, powdered hide glue, dumped it in here. After I put my current hide glue in a baggie and threw it in the freezer because I wanted to start from scratch. It'll all get used. Shot glass full of powdered hide glue. And then I put 2 shot glasses of water in it. A 1 part this, 2 parts that. And it made a relatively thick mixture of hide glue, thicker than I normally use, which is fine. I could have used 1 part powdered hide glue and 3 parts water. It's not critical. When the bow is dry, it's 100% hide glue. No water. I mean, minimal, hygroscopic water, but you get my drift. I use this stuff over the stove, hot, a thicker mixture for sizing my bow. Oak and some other woods absorb the glue really nicely, and so I don't need to be as careful with that first sizing layer. If it was Osage, if it was mulberry, oh boy, you better believe that it would be scrubbed with detergent under running hot water, sometimes in the shower, to get rid of all the oil. Then it's simply like a little glass of water with a shot of Dawn detergent. That's all it is. The beginning of my first layer. Just wipe it on there, get the bow wet, get it prepared to absorb a thinner glue mixture for the first layer sizing. That first layer sizing is the foundation. Doesn't work the same with oak. It's ring porous, it sucks it up, no big deal. Just kind of going off on a tangent with Osage or mulberry. Water with a little bit of Dawn, and then because it's wet with water and the bow is warm, I'll warm the bow before I even do this so it doesn't, you want it to soak in before it gels. Then I'll take, let's just say, a 1 to 3 mixture or 1 to 2 mixture, hide glue to water on the thickish side, but because you have water and Dawn detergent on there, it's going to thin it out immediately. Just brush it over the whole bow. If you're going to do over the tips, you know, get it under here, get it underneath, get it on the inside bends, because picture this, an inside bend, the sinew shrinks, it's going to want to pull up. So you're going to have a wrap there, just all around there. Inside bend, all the way around there. It's going to have at least 2 wraps right there on the inside of that constriction. Same way with this. And so I've got hide glue here, all the way around. Then, after that first soapy, watery, gluey layer goes on, let it sit in there and think about it for a while, because you want it to just kind of soak in there. Let it maybe even almost dry a little bit. You know, an hour, 2 hours, not days. Then you can go to full strength. You've set the foundation. Now you can start building your house. Now, again, red oak. There's no issue with glue soaking in. It's like a sponge. And so I used 3, maybe 4 sizing layers on this bow of this 1 part powdered hide glue, 2 parts water, a thickish mixture, and that worked. It's a glistening, shiny surface. Wet my finger, it wants to stick. I've got the foundation. You might have noticed also in the background the chimenea, that stove-like thing there. Built a big fire hardened the belly, and also got more bend and straightened a minor twist out of it. Just patted over my knee, use that kitchen pad right there, and a pair of leather gloves because the whole thing is hot. Wound up sanding a lot of the scorching off. But yeah, I fire hardened it. Why not? What I like to do with the gull wings, stick it against a wall and have, with this reflexed handle and then the deflex limbs, I would like, really, it's not Osage. It doesn't have the same compressional strength as Osage. I want to have the tip, and the handle touching the wall. Because when the Sinew shrinks, it's going to go into reflex. That tip is going to go away from the wall. Now, I don't want to get too severe. I don't want to overstress it. It's red oak. Currently, boink, handle's touching, 3 inches away from the wall on both tips. That's fine. That'll work. Okay, so I've got this stuff, and I sized it 3, maybe 4, I forget. Used some of it up, and so there's less stuff. Took my baggie, and I put my whole bundle of 5 tendons, prepared sinew, in that baggie. It's sitting in hot water currently because it'll gel even at room temperature. 2 more shots. No, strike that. 3 more shots of water. Boink, boink, boink. Boink, 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 boink. In there. Mixed it around. And poured it over my bundle. Now again, you would think I started out with 1 shot of powdered hide glue. Did I say 3 shots of water? I think it was 3 shots of water. Used a decent portion of it backing the bow. Added 3 more shots of water to it, poured it in here, and it will gel at room temperature. That's why I have it soaking in a warm water bath. I could actually add water to it so it doesn't gel at 65 degrees. It's about 65 degrees now, I think. At least it feels like it. Because there's plenty of glue in there. Then I'm not going to use it right away. Not going to use it right away. I'm going to wait at least a day, keeping it, finding a warm place where it won't gel, just keeping it in there. Now, typically, you'd take your sinew. Got all the bundles, little bundles, because you're going to use the double boiler there, this thing, and a lot more glue than just, you know, a single shot of powdered hide glue. This is, my wet method is very economical. It's very efficient, very primitive. Wouldn't they use the minimal amount of glue? the minimal amount of materials. But anyway, dip it in there. Count. I would always count to 20. It's a long process. I've created those bundles. Each tiny bundle, I count to 20. Then I have to, like, with my fingers, straighten all those little bundles out so they're not crisscrossed and twisted, and they're all kind of straight line. Place them on there. A couple points here. First of all, when I'm laying them on one at a time, and it's not a million fibers that go on a bow this small. When I'm laying them one at a time, I don't have to straighten anything out. It's just one fiber. I can make it as straight as I want. Boing. I don't have to create all those little even bundles. I don't have to count to 20. I can just pull them out, and they're slippery. They don't bird's nest in there. It's just as fast, I would think, this method, laying them on one at a time, than a bundle at a time, and then taking the time, again, to create those bundles and get the twists and the ginks out of them. This is not a slow method. Next point is, all I did was count to 20, and then lay them on. I take perfectly dried fibers, count to 20, put them on. These things will be soaking sometimes for a couple days. And they don't just look like white fibers that you're putting on a bow. They look like they came straight off the animal. They look different. I might even just wait until they're almost clear. That means a couple things. That they're going to lay on the bow a lot better. I'm not going to have any hard ends that will poke up. And they're as stretched out as they could possibly get. And so when they shrink, they will shrink probably more than the standard method. It's a good way to do it. I came up with this method actually in a weird way. I had a bow, and I used to break bows on purpose just to see how they fail, right? So I broke this sinew back bow just to see it break. You have to do that. Make omelets, you got to break some eggs. And I was able to rip the backing off in one piece. So I had this bow-shaped sheet of sinew. It also had wood on it. And so I'm like, wow, I want to reuse the sinew. It already has glue in it. I'm just going to soak it in warm water until it falls apart again. It will have glue in it. Peel the wood shavings and splinters out of that, clean it all up. Literally. And it was wet. Put those fibers that I had previously used in a Ziploc baggie, a gallon size just like this. They were wet. I had a bowl. I sized it and just pulled them out there, and it's like, oh my gosh. I didn't even add any more glue to those. It was just the backing that I pulled apart. And it was fantastic. And from then on, it's like, I'm going to skip the whole business of laying out on a workbench, all these bundles, get my double boiler, get the cord plugged in. I can just sit out here in the gazebo and back a bow with no heat source, other than, in this case, because it is a little on the thickish, gluish side, a bath of warm water, big deal. If it was 85 degrees out here, I probably wouldn't even need to do that. It's a good method. But yes, tomorrow, oh, I pulled this out. Might as well show you. This is this with just coffee in it to dye it. There's still a lot of sinew here. I don't need to do anything. All I need to do is just put this in a bath of warm water, and when it warms up, stick it on a bow. This is such an economical, efficient, easy way to back a bow. Now, if you've got a 68-inch long bow that's 4 inches wide, don't sinew back it first of all, unless it's 250-pound draw weight. On a small bow like this is the only way I would do it. Absolute only way I'd do it. And with that, I'm going to continue barbecuing. Thank you for watching. Oh, by the way, this was episode 4 in creating a horse bow. And look at this. At every step, it keeps looking like it's older and older and more of an artifact. I might even dye the back. A lot of them were red on the bellies rather. Dye the bellies. But yeah, that's it. I'm so excited about this bow. This is like the greatest little project to make an actual super cool working bow. And again, it's only $60 plus shipping. Relatively quick. Goodbye. Next up, I'm actually going to show you me putting sinew on this thing. Look forward to that.